to the surface the play of polarities. A lot of people choose their path, but they judge each other. So the lesson is to rise above judgment. So hold in your heart your people, and let go of those who want to leave, and focus on your body. Focus on your body. You have your body. There are a lot of things coming and actions, and you have to be fully aware of your body. And this is also a time of great opportunity or gift to experience light. It was never experienced like now. So you can experience a bodhisattva. You can see other worlds. You can open your gifts if you wish to. And you are supported by you, your higher self. And this is an important message because a lot of people do channeling, and I can say from my experience that I don't agree with some other force taking on my body. And when my awakening process started 5 years ago, I could feel other entities wanting to attach and enter my body. And I would say, no, this is my body. And I consider it highly important. You can experience anything you wish in this world. You can gift your body to some other force if you wish to. I'm just sharing my experience. But right now, I am in this place where I communicate with other frequencies, with other forms of consciousness, from equal to equal. I am not lowering myself as being a human being. I am rising to meet them at the same frequency. And it can be an interesting experience to let some other force in your body, and you can see all of this, images. But when they leave you, you feel empty. And it's interesting to see how we have disempowered ourselves, and it is important to work with yourself as you are a higher consciousness, like they are. You have to go inside yourself to connect with your divinity, to be aligned, and then you can play, you can communicate. You can communicate with Earth. You can communicate with your body. You can communicate with Pleiadians. You can communicate with ancestors. It's like an endless playground, but knowing who you are. So this night I created a symbol for Iris. I asked her what she needs, and this was the symbol. And this morning Malena she draw this symbol. You see, everything now is about your rainbow body. And there are other entities like reptilians or draconians who can feed of human bodies. And they feed off fear. So they are having a feast right now. And it's hard, it's hard to go to turn around the fear, because they are very powerful. They lack emotions, they lack empathy. They like I can see them, and I could see them as a child. They even their frequency shapeshifts into this, looking like devil in a way. And they can feed off human bodies. They attach to the lower spine, then go up behind the heart, and they draw your light and energy from there. It's like you have these holes in your energetic field, and they draw your light and energy. And even knowing this might make you fearful, but you have to see and know in order to shift all of this. So it is quite easy. You decide, you say, this is my body, you don't have access here, and it's kind of difficult to make them leave. Usually angels support you. A circle is created above, and when you decide to disengage from these attachments, some call them implants, it doesn't matter, some sort of vortex is created up, and they go up as from the earth read. Like it's like you make them leave the earth, and in that sense it is hard because they want to stay here. And the first step is not to fear them. And like this is the earth reality. This is the earth reality, and I can see them even in people I love and I like. Because they have their implants in a way. They draw their energy from there, and we have in a way they are also our ancestors, because they manipulated our DNA, so we have remnants of this consciousness in our physical body. And all that we see as, and not to judge here, but just to understand that this is a lower form of consciousness. Like they are in 4D, we were in 3D, and they seemed as a higher form of consciousness, but now we are going into 5D, so they are a lower form of consciousness. So all that we see as alcohol, orgies, polyamory, all this, sexual energy, even some tantric ways go into feeding some sort of reptilians, draconians, but a higher, somehow evolved form. And when we see violence in the sense of child molestation, women being beaten up, all of this like dense violence. It's also reptilians, draconians, but in a lower form of experiencing consciousness. And as I said, they lack emotions and empathy, so for them it doesn't make any difference if my father abused me, being sexually abused me as his daughter. When I was abused as a child, my father was not there. His body was taken over. My father was also sexually abused in the army in Moscow. So this is the way they, it's like a virus in a way. They attach and create their net. So my father was not there. His body was taken over. They keep you alive, but you don't live a pleasant life. My father was frequently sick. He had a few paralysis. Even the doctors were amazed that he is still alive, because they keep you somehow alive to feed off you. And it's dense. It's violence. It's like the lowest form of experience here on earth. And this is what we call Ascension. It's like, you go from, you don't attach an emotional, or you have like an emotional reaction to all this experience, but when you go into higher levels, you let go of attachments, of fear, of anger, of rage, of shame, and you shift, and you go higher. So I went from a lower form of consciousness to a higher form of consciousness, in the sense that I can see them, I can play with the frequency, but I can feel, I can have empathy, but I don't attach myself to any experience.